Jackie Cation, Laurie Kilmartin.
Guys, you're chatting up the chat while we're not recording.
Oh my God, I forget what the name of this computer is. Andrew Thompson was I told him I wanted one with all the holes. You know,
What?
just- there's a lot of laptops now that just have USB-C on the side, and I'm like,
ports.
hey,
Ports
yeah.
is the word you didn't even look for.
Ports is the word I didn't look for. It's true. Any port in a storm. So this thing is tricked out with ports. It just for some reason my headphone, and it has a headphone jack, but my gaming set isn't working with it. How are you in Albany, New York, the home of your forefathers?
I'm sleepy. This has been a rough travel couple of days.
Yeah.
Dragging a lot of luggage. It's about 60 pounds worth of stuff that I'm carrying, right?
Are you doing the merch? You dragging some merch?
Okay. So yesterday I flew into New York, which is fine. And I treated myself to an Uber to the apartment. I was gonna take the A train, but I was like, I've gone this route before. There, for some reason, from Penn Station to the A train, you have to go upstairs. And I was like, and then from the A to 145th, you have to go upstairs. I was like, I can't do it. I refuse. And I saved some travel money by using my points. So I'm like, I'm spending it on an Uber. And and then today I took the Amtrak up to Albany. It's beautiful. It's along the Hudson River the entire time. It's gorgeous.
Well, that does sound. And how long was that trip?
About 2 hours, a little over 2 hours, like 2.5 hours.
What?
Yeah,
that's not bad.
Very nice. Yeah. And so
you took an Uber from the train station to your hotel?
Yeah, but I think I'm getting reimbursed for that because they said bring receipts. So you've been to this club before, right?
I opened for Maria there once, and then Andy and I went last June to visit my friend Joe Wilson.
So it's a big room. I didn't realize it was a big room. And it's pretty full tonight. It was pretty full tonight. Pretty full.
There you go. That's it.
I don't know if I don't know that it was just people stumbling in or whatever, but it's on my the laugh happened during my set, right? So
they're your people now.
Not many seats, very few seats, and just feeling my way around Albany, figuring out what they are and stuff like that. But it was a really fun set, and Gwen Lockwood, who she's a comic and she's engaged to Ross Bennett. You know Ross, right?
No,
used to be Eddie Train.
Nope.
Okay. Well, this is outrageous.
I mean, here's the thing: is they're probably sitting there going, we've met, Jackie, but again,
he's on a cruise right now. He's doing cruise ships right now. But I've known him forever, and he went to England and performed under the name Eddie Strange for like a decade, and then came back to the States. And he worked the cellar, he worked the comic strip. I just saw, like 2 years ago, he did America's Got Talent, and I went and watched it. And he talked Simon into passing him on. Like his set was really up and down, and then he sort of harangued Simon into saying yes. And then they didn't end up going further with him. They do that anyway.
Yeah.
But it was really epic. Ellie, your dad,
nice sales work. Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. So anyway, his fiance Gwen is also a comic, and so she's going to do guest sets tomorrow night. But she's going to drive me around because she lives nearby. They live nearby. Yeah.
Right. So she's got a car, and now you can just go see all the things, and with a buddy.
Yes. So I think we'll just do like 3, but I'm pretty excited.
That's great.
I got a location of like John and Joanna Kilmartin's plot. They're the ones that came over from Cork. Now I've been to Joanna's stone ruin in Cork, so now I get to go see her her gravestone. I'm pretty excited. And
nice.
And then I sold a bunch of shirts tonight, like maybe 12 or 13. And I don't have any left. which is good
Yeah.
if we're on the way back because that shit's heavy.
Yeah.
Oh my God, everything's so heavy, Jackie. I just kept lugging luggage around for the last 2 days going, how that's the most of the time when I start thinking of comics our age that are private jetting it and showing pictures of themselves shirtless in front of 10,000 people. I'm like, what the fuck am I doing? I'm carrying t-shirts around and make $300 extra for the week. Yeah, because I need it.
Yeah. Yeah. Right. I'm doing nostalgia merch this week.
What are you
All
doing?
the discontinued merch.
Mm.
Because I have smalls and double X's of the meat shields. And if I sell them
Uh-huh.
off, I'll hit $1,000 and I can give one more I can give probably 1,100 or 1,200 more to another
Wow.
anti-fascist group, and then I'll be done with it. And I probably have 30 pins left, maybe 20. And then so that's the last of the charity meat shield merch. And so I brought one Spooky Reading Girl t-shirt and the last of the Spooky Reading Girl pins. And I sold that spooky shirt for a show right away. And two staycation t-shirts, which I gave to super fans when I lived in Hope, Laurie.
Oh my God.
And
Yes.
and so, but I sold one of the staycation shirts and sold a couple of CDs. And then I always sell the squish shirts. Oh, and then I also brought discontinued Ranger of the Dork Forest t-shirts, which I only have double X's of, and I sold a couple of those. And we'll see what happens. I made a couple $100.
Jackie, I'd like to see your road merch pitch. Are you recording your sets and can you just post
I
that
should
so
have
that they
recorded the second show tonight. That's so funny you mentioned that, because tonight the sets were so interesting. I should have recorded both of them. I didn't record either. But the funny thing about the pitch is Dominic Del Bene on Blonde Medicine. Go to blondemedicine.com.
Yeah.
And but he put out this Sirius exclusive, right? Album that is playing now on Sirius XM, and one of the tracks was the merch pitch. I was like, what do you wait, that? And he goes, it's really funny. And I said, it's not really a track. And then I went, you know what? I'm letting you do this because I don't.
Not your business anymore. Not your business.
I have one horse in this race. I do not have. This is not a 2-horse buggy. This is I'm not. And he cut it really nice, quite honestly. But so I don't know if they're playing it on Sirius XM, but the pitch is essentially, and I didn't bring any dad shirts. I brought the dad coins. I sold one of those, and the pitch is literally me talking about CDs and DVDs and people not having those devices. But if they, have those
Do
devices,
you bring all of them on stage?
I do.
Okay, so do you have like you have so many different things. Are you holding up like 4 or 5 different t-shirts?
3.
Wow. Interesting.
Yeah, it's a real clock eater, Martin. So yeah, I do about 55 worth of material. Well, I did probably an hour 10 second show, which
wow,
felt like. Everybody says hi, by the way, at the Vermont Comedy Club.
Oh, hi back. How far are we from each other? Are we just a couple hours from each other?
I don't think so, but I know that I had 4 fans drive in from Boston.
Wow, cool.
I was like, you guys, this woman looks so. I was like, either you're super tired, you're super drunk, or you're super not into me. But you should just know that I can entirely see you. And she goes, we drove here from Boston to see you, and I'm super into you, but I am very tired. And I said, that's fine. And I also brought joke hole masks that I'm giving out. I'm giving out joke hole masks and stickers. That's the free merch.
I hope you let people know those should be used in conjunction with the KN95, that they're cloth masks and they aren't.
I told them that they're really good with Windex. That's what I told them. They're
Good.
really just excellent rags. That's what they are. And and so I've got she worked with you, Annie Russell.
Yes.
And she worked with Bamford through New
Oh,
Hampshire
cool.
not long
Yeah,
ago,
she's great.
and she's
She was a
featuring
former comic of the week.
former comic of the week. Very funny.
Mhm.
She had a hard first set. They were a little tight. The crowd was a little tight. So I was like, I got out there and I was like, you guys were wrong. And but she was really funny, and they were just for some reason super tight. And then the host didn't and she had to go up cold because there was
Oh,
the host missed it wasn't her fault that she didn't get the info, but there was a miscommunication, so she came for the second show. So we did
Yeah.
a 2-person show first show, and then regular show the second show.
Jackie,
2 more shows tomorrow.
I have 2 more tomorrow too. I just had one tonight. This was shocking to me. I might
What?
never get over it. You know,
What?
at the beginning of the show, they play, comics. This
Oh,
classic.
upcoming? Coming
Okay.
up?
Yeah, coming up. Here's someone's Tonight Show set. Here's a set from someplace else. Here's a set from someplace else. The first 2 comedians promoted tonight, they used TikToks. One of them was a Stitch, where all he's doing is commenting on someone's yoga video. And I'm like, this are people what?
Wow, your head exploded and then you put it back together to do this podcast.
The other one was like a character, and I'm sure they'll sell it out, but I mean, he was in a car doing like some car stuff. I was so shocked I couldn't even take it in. I was like, how is this going to translate on a stand-up comedy stage? And then they finally did another comic, and it was Ari Spears, who might be the least liked comic in the world. And they mercifully ended with Preacher Lawson. But I was
Hey.
like,
Oh, right.
who are these other 2, and how? Like, I was watching the audience, and maybe the audience that came to this show is not going to go see the TikTok. And again, I don't know what anyone's doing. I'm just going by watching a Stitch, which is basically you commenting on
someone else's TikTok reel.
Yeah, that they weren't laughing, but maybe this person's fans don't give a fuck, and they just and then the feature was saying, yeah, sometimes they do Q&As. That's they'll sell out a show doing Q&As and then meeting people afterwards.
Wow.
This is accelerating so quickly. I can't handle it.
How are you supposed to keep up? How are you supposed to keep up?
I feel like it's like the days where they discovered electricity, like Thomas Edison discovered the light bulb. And I'm like, but I just bought candles, and I love candles, and I can't afford to have light bulbs added to my house. I can't afford the electricity. It's too much.
Wow. It's a lot, because I don't know what to, I mean, there was I think it was some club I was at, they were showing the promo for it, and it was I was like, who is, I think it was Dr. Grins, and I was like, what are they gonna do? And they said, well, they've never been here before, so we don't know what they're gonna do.
What?
But pre-sales are good.
When you think of how many tapes that we sent to bookers hoping they'd watch it and think we were good enough to do to feature or MC in their room, and now they're booking people they don't even know what the fuck they do. It's
right.
Jackie, I can't handle this. I'm not meant for this world.
This world is that it's a weird world, because I don't know what to do. All I know is we just got to roll with it. I mean, just think about guitar comics and humping the stool, and all of those guys. Who was I talking to today? Was telling me that, oh damn it, I forget. It was a dude comic, and I don't know him well, but he was saying that he would get to town. Was it Mark Brazil? Whatever. But he would get to town, and he would go to like a thrift store and grab a used guitar when he was featuring, and he knew how to play the guitar, and then he would show up a little bit early for the gig, and the headliner would show up and he'd be in the green room kind of noodling and going, I just wrote this, and he would sing some hacky bullshit, the worst. And the headliner would be like, what the fuck are you gonna do in front of me? And he's like, well, yeah, and I wrote this one, and it would be another thing. And as they got closer to and he's like, wait, you can't, are you really gonna wait? And what's gonna, and so right before the show, he would throw the guitar away and say, no, I was kidding. I'm not doing that.
Okay, he did that once. That's it.
He
Sorry.
might have done it once.
You made it
He
sound
might
like
have
he
done
did
it
that every
more
time.
than once. He did make it sound like he did it.
Did it once, and he was friends with the headliner. Please.
Have I been taken for a buggy ride? Is that what you're telling me?
Yes.
All right. Thanks for the
Oh my
buggy ride,
God.
Mark.
Yeah. So I don't know what to make. I mean, I thought I clipped out some videos and put them on my little folder,
Yeah.
my little iCloud folder, so that I could do them here, but I guess I didn't. So I will still continue to put what does the best for me are just jokes from my act.
Yeah,
Like
me
old
too.
stuff. It's the chatting isn't really doing, nothing else is really doing anything. So
No, I did do a live TikTok last night when I landed here in Vermont.
Yeah.
So late. Such a terrible travel day. It started at like 8 in the morning yesterday.
Horrible. LAX.
I got here at LAX 11:30
Oh my
here,
God.
which is like 8:30 there, except for that I had a 2-hour layover in Atlanta, and I was flying main cabin, and so
like the rest of us. Wow.
Right, and it wasn't that bad, but it was
so rude. So rude.
And so I get here, and I Captain Marvel was playing on TBS, so I watched that for a while, and then I decided to do a live TikTok. And I've done other live TikToks, and usually when there's 4 people and I'm 5 minutes in, I'm like, well, this isn't working. But I just let it go, and I did at least 20 minutes, I think, and there were 130 people.
Nice.
So it felt real. And I was taking questions, and one guy asked me if I knew any jokes, and I was like, I know one joke, and I told it, Sven and Oli go fishing, whatever. And so there's 1,000 Sven and Oli go fishing jokes, and I told the one that I could remember. And then, well, there's not enough time spent in Minnesota is what the problem is there, or with Norwegians. So other than that, the club's real nice. I tried to get a cup of coffee after 3 p.m. in Burlington, Vermont. Not an option. I would have to go to the Onyx. They take a siesta between 3 and 6. All the stores close.
Oh yeah, I was just in a place that did that. I was shocked. Oh, Bloomington. You can't get lunch after 2 p.m. You gotta wait till dinner time.
How Burlington, Vermont of them. I'm going there in a couple of weeks. Todd Berry was like, you should go to the Onyx Cafe. And I went into it, and I remembered that I thought it was like drinking coffee at an airport. So it doesn't have the ambiance I want. There was a place called August 1st that I had breakfast with Natalie, owner of the club. And it was super cozy. She had a pot pie for breakfast. I had a salad. I'm trying to eat better. So
what's that bakery like when you go left out of the hotel down the street? You know, it's like a really nice bakery. Did you go there yet?
I think it's called the August 1st one.
Oh, is that the one? Oh,
yeah. There was so many baked goods that looked so good.
Yeah.
We're doing what we can over here.
So it's Friday night.
Yeah, it is.
We're tired. You had 2 headlining sets. I had 1. We're tired.
Yep. Did you have sets? I had a set this week at Owino Vino, and I had to cancel it because I didn't feel well. Because I was like, I'm too exhausted. And it wasn't anything cold or flu related or COVID related. I was like, I'm gonna sit here in in my house and maybe go to bed at like 10 o'clock. And I
Wow.
did. It was delightful. We went and saw Ant-Man though. Ant-Man.
Oh, I heard that wasn't good.
You heard wrong. You
Okay,
heard
well,
incorrect.
that's
Yes.
how my son
I
got
am
me.
I am predisposed to like all of them, so I don't know that I'm definitely the person to talk to, but
Definitely not.
it was it was adorable. And
Uh,
Michael Douglas was great.
oh,
Yeah.
I had I didn't have so after San Rafael,
Michelle Pfeiffer was great. Yep.
I did San Rafael on Saturday night. When did we do
Okay.
our podcast? Did we do it before that or after that?
I think we did it on Saturday before.
Oh, okay. So yeah, so I went up and it was like Best of the Fest, the San Francisco Comedy Festival. So it was the Marin Civic Center. And
Oh, wow.
this is like 2 gigs in a row where I'm told the hotel is right across from the venue. It's an easy walk. And there's like some sort of chain link fence that is not an easy walk. So I have to walk around the linked fence. Yeah, and this one tonight, it's so cold and the roads are shimmering with ice. Like they're just
Oh,
shining.
right.
Like I'm gonna die when I'm walking over here.
There's so many bad weather all over. Even LA was terrible. Yeah.
I know. I wish I was. I love when it rains in LA. I wish I was there for it, but oh well. Yeah. So that was like a theater. You know, that was pretty cool. And then I had
Nice.
nothing on Sunday, Monday, Tuesday. And I just kind of hung out with my kid. We watched a lot of Walking Dead, etc. And then I think Wednesday I did a set of flappers and I don't know, maybe because I've been looking through my old note, you know, I'm transitioning to a new notebook. So the
Right.
old try to go through it and just look for any ideas I dropped or forgot to, you know, pursue. And so I don't know, I feel like instead of I just added some lines to like 3 different chunks. I was like, holy
Yeah.
shit, like this is
That's great.
a bouquet of tags here, you know,
Mhm.
that or things that will lead to something. So that
I-
was cool. And then I didn't have anything Thursday, and then tonight's Friday. So I don't know. I felt a little rusty as well. Like if I had one more set in the Sunday, Monday, Tuesday block, I probably wouldn't have felt as rusty. But I'm just fucking
Right.
tired. Travel has been really hard.
Yeah, it's pretty intense. I have to say that the first show was I had a really good time first show. It was
Mhm.
rock. It was tight. I did all the new stuff I wanted to do. I don't even think I forgot anything. And then second show was messy, but you know
Mhm.
the messy that's super fun where you
Mhm.
end up telling a bunch of stories that aren't in the bits and
Mhm.
so I'm psyched. And that's why I was bummed I didn't record because I can't remember exactly what I was talking about. But it was super fun.
I think they record there.
They might. They might
Yeah, I
record
think they
there.
do. You should find out if they do and grab it.
Okay. Yeah, I've got a USB stick on me that's like 2 terabytes. So it's some sort of fancy pants.
Well, I mean, you don't have to cut it up tonight. I'm just saying, like,
No, not tonight.
oh,
No,
for
I'm
them.
thinking,
Oh, he
yeah,
could,
like maybe I can get the whole weekend is what I'm saying.
yeah, he could
Yes.
Dropbox it, you know, like
Yeah, they
do.
could just. Oh, that's true. Why don't they just send it like a people? Yeah, this new laptop is nice,
Mhm.
but Latitude, does that sound right? It's a Latitude.
Is that a
It's Windows. It's not Mac. I don't do Mac. So
Can you just look at the cover so we don't have to guess?
oh God, one moment, please.
Don't close it.
It's
Just flip it
Adele.
around. It's Adele. I
not
guessed
it's
it.
not it's not Adele, but it's Adele. Do you know that
Oh
for
my
3
God.
years I called her name Adelaide? Because I love guys and dolls. Anyway.
I mean, you're not wrong. You're not wrong.
Okay.
I think she's actually being a little cheeky, adding that E and how people pronounce it.
Right. I want to go to London and do stand-up comedy.
Yeah.
That's what I want to do. And I also would like to go to Montreal and do stand-up
Oh
comedy.
yeah.
You know
The
where I'm
comedy.
not that excited about South Carolina. Some people were like, please come to London, please come to South Carolina, and please come to Montreal. And I'm like, 2 out of 3, friends. 2 out of 3. South
Uh,
Carolina, the last time I was there, over 25 years ago. I did
me
Myrtle
too.
Beach. It
I
was,
did Comedy House Theater in Savannah. Oh, I did
oh,
Savannah and Columbia. And what I most remember is the pool at the YMCA in Columbia was, I think, 3 lanes and definitely less than 20 yards. I was like, you have got to be kidding me.
oh
No
my God.
wonder South Carolina isn't cranking out the Olympic swimmers, guys. This is not, you're not serious. This is an unserious pool.
It's so true. Hey, should we take a break? I feel like we should take a
Yeah.
break, Kyle.
How
Let's
far
do that.
in are we?
25.
Oh, man. This might be. Listen,
Mhm.
guys, we're giving it our all. We're both fucking tired.
And well, let's do comic of the week.
Oh, yes. So she keeps popping up on my Instagram and she's really funny. And I'm like, why do I,
Where is she?
yeah, how do I not know her? Jill Marangos, Maragos. And Jill is spelled Jill. And she is on Instagram. She's not on Twitter. And as we were saying, right before we clicked record, I guess a lot of comics are starting to abandon Twitter. Is that, you found that to be true?
Mm-hmm.
I'm not on. My Twitter is very light right now, just because I deleted the app, and I go on occasion. I go on probably once a day, because none of the algorithm keeps showing me people I don't want to read.
I know. I
It
know.
was truly grim. Oh, by the way, I watched The Woman King on the plane, and then I watched Indiana Jones: Raiders of the Lost Ark again. But The Woman King, Viola Davis. Wait, let's finish with Jill. Yeah,
She's our age, by the way. Viola Davis.
is she?
Yeah. Mhm.
She's great. She,
Hippie
yeah.
Yeah. So Jill is on Instagram, Jill Marangos, Maragos, and she's really funny. She's a former engineering major. I don't know if she got the degree. I didn't ask her because I don't know. And, I don't know that the bit I saw told me if she got the degree, and it's none of my business. You know what? She got into engineering school, and that's enough for any of you.
Yeah. Go RPI. So, but now let's talk about Viola Davis and The Woman King. Did you see it?
No, I haven't seen it yet.
Holy, it is cathartic. There is a lot of women killing a lot of men. I am so sorry to be so excited about it. It is, what did I say? Second show? I said something second show that I was like, oh, if this could be taken out of context and just put on, that'd be perfect. And I don't know what it was now. I don't remember. But The Woman King, it was the real story of essentially these women warriors who protected the king, and they ended up slaughtering this tribe in Africa that was one of the tribes, or one of the biggest tribes, that trafficked in slavery to the to the white men, to the Dutch or the Portuguese or whoever, and it used to be the British, and it was always the Americans. And but so this movie was, it had, and then there's like superimposed in it this sort of great, like, heartfelt sort of personal story. But I think it's all based on truth, and then they just put it like a little fictionalized story over it.
Yeah.
Of individuals. And Viola Davis makes everything better.
Yeah, it's like, hey, people, we're making a movie here, so we're going to take a few liberties. Okay, it's not a documentary; it's an action movie. Okay, and it's
so good.
Yeah.
Somebody,
I just did my first reply TikTok.
Oh, did you? Right. I remember the first time I did it, I was like, oh, you can just do that reply video.
Oh man, this is so bad for me. This this is not good. But somebody had commented on my throwing my son in the pool until he learned Spanish. That bit. That he goes things that never happened.
Oh, right.
That's all my act. None of it happened. Hey, I'm in a hotel room You think I'm going to write a bit about laying in a hotel room? No, I'm going to pretend like I'm having sex on the road. Okay. Nothing happens. Nothing. I'm right.
Can I tell you that, you know, when in the early 2000s, there were a couple of comics that blew up and then started doing the road. And I could tell when they started doing the road, when they came back to LA, and all of their jokes were about being drunk on the road. And this guy specifically, and it was really sad.
Boy.
He fixed it, right?
Yeah.
But mostly by
Looking for the
getting off the road. And then figuring out how to do the road and also do the time in LA. Because one of the great things about LA, I mean, when I used to go on like 6-week, 10-week runs out of LA, I would come back and I would be like Emma Frost in Diamond form, man. I'd be like this hard ass. And it was like I would shut people down, and it was like a lot of, oh, you wanted it, you know, a lot of
Yeah.
bullshit that isn't going to go over in Los Angeles at a hat store. So, and some of my best jokes were written at a laundromat in Los Angeles, you know,
Yeah.
because
Right.
you can do anything. No one's listening. Some people are listening. They're mostly looking at their phones. I mean, it's a delight to some extent. And so I've been trying to figure out the right percentage of road versus in town. And this year is a kind of a mess. I've been doing so much road that it's not, I'm not getting enough LA, quite honestly.
Right.
Though those 10 days in New York really helped. Those two, I think it was 2 or 3 shows I did in Brooklyn. They were the best of them though, because they were weird.
I have so many spots in my 10 days in New York.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I'm
That's
putting
so
in for
great.
more. Putting in for more.
When are you going?
let's see, 17th through the 25th.
Okay.
Yeah.
Nice.
Low power on my iPad. I can plug it in soon.
Yes.
What was I gonna say? Oh, you know that bit I have about Black Twitter?
Yeah.
So someone came up to me and goes, I remember when that happened to you. It's like, it didn't happen to me. It's not
It
true.
never happened. It's also not true.
But you know, I've a different thing happened to me, but I deleted my reply immediately, not like how I do it on my act, and saved myself. But
Okay.
the terror that I almost left it up there haunted me so much that I wrote this bit, which is very different from what actually happened. But that was so funny when like I remember that. I'm like, I didn't say anything because it was like we were all busy, you know, it was like a busy night at the Improv, but I was like, oh no, it didn't. Does everyone think all of these things are true? They just,
Well, because all of mine are. All of
but
my entire
even
act,
still,
but it's been massaged.
it's
But
that's what I'm saying. Yeah, some of it's, you know, okay, some of my stuff has been
based
massaged.
on truth. Yeah.
People, we are standing in front of an audience that wants a laugh every 15 to 20 seconds. Okay. If we're up there telling the truth, they're going to storm out bored. Okay. We
And
have
then
to
go to
lie.
the Capitol. Yeah.
We have to add punchlines. We have to change the story. If the truth isn't working, you take the truth out and you put in something else that's funny. And that's that. So stop being disappointed that this is a documentary. It's fucking comedy. It's an art form. It's jokes.
It is jokes. Did you see that I posted that gun shop thing, that Richard Pryor gun shop sketch?
Mm-mm.
Have you ever seen that from his TV show? Richard Pryor had
That sounds familiar, but I can't remember it.
a short-lived sketch show in like 1977.
Yeah.
And the gun shop sketch is not the only sketch that I've ever seen, but it's the one that kind of haunts me. And
Right.
it's Richard Pryor goes into a gun shop and Robin Williams does the voices of 2 different guns. No,
Okay.
and there are the guns talk to him
Okay.
about what they did, what they want him to do, how they want him away from, you know, like he picks up a shotgun and the shotgun's like, this ain't for you, boy. This gun was this is made for you on the other end of this gun. And you're like, holy shit. And so, but it's super powerful, but it is funny. And um so that was one. I don't know why I brought that up.
Yeah, I
I
don't
have,
know either.
I have several unrelated stories. Here's the next
Okay.
one. Liz Winstead did a benefit for Abortion Access Front last night in Los Angeles. And it was called Bros for Roe, I think.
Yeah.
And it was a fancy male comics, right? Dana Gould, Doug
Oh,
Benson.
I saw that. I
Yeah.
saw that. Yeah. And Helen Hong was hosting it.
Helen Hong hosted it. Yep, good times. And Kurt Braunohler. And yeah, so it was nice. It looked like it did well.
Can I say that so I have other stories that are very true and then others that go off, right?
Oh, right.
But I Mark, did you watch Mark Maron's special? I'm sure you did, right?
No.
It's really great.
Good.
So he has a bit about abortion and like reframing it, because Christians love angels so much. Why don't we just call abortion clinics angel factories? He doesn't, right? But I just decided to search on Twitter. There was nobody threatening his life. I searched Mark Maron angel factories.
Okay.
I feel like when male comics talk about abortion, no one calls them sluts. No one gets angry at them. I feel like it's a female comic thing where if you are laughing about it, they are enraged. And when guys do it, they're not.
Yeah. Well, I posted the clip that was clipped out from a recent set.
Yeah.
About being angry and
yeah, full of bees.
Yeah, the bees one.
Yeah.
And I got a couple of guys who were like, I got a couple of women who were like, abortion isn't funny, but nobody threatened my life, and nobody said, well, let me to knock on wood. And nobody got too much in my face. I got a couple of people who were like, abortion isn't funny. I just blocked them.
Yeah, right.
Deleted their comment, blocked them. And then some guy was talking about how his girlfriend got an abortion. It was his biggest regret.
No, his biggest regret. Oh my God.
Just like all of the people on my feed just piled on him, and they were like, oh my God, you are a nightmare. God. Yeah. So doesn't have anything to do with you, buddy.
I just wonder, when you, I don't know. I just wonder about the guy comics on that. If they have abortion jokes, do they get that kind of feedback? Because it seems it's like, because Mark's special was pretty prominent. So if people were complaining about it, it would have popped up under the search terms, and I saw nothing,
Somebody said, well, you just lost a follower. And I'm like, get out. So I'm too full of rage to tolerate people who want to force other people to have pregnancies and babies. It feels
so much bad shit's happening right now. Oklahoma might have a law where it's illegal to perform in drag, and like what's going on? I just no. It's weird because it's happening in these other states that I've already written off as insane anyway. Like, really? God dang, man.
Yeah.
I don't know. Jackie, I have no solutions, just worries and concerns.
Right. Well, I have a lot of new tags. I'm pretty psyched about that. I got a lot of new material. I tried the white flight joke. It worked with the people over 40 and the people under 40. I just go into how they don't get it. Right now, I tried to do a new gentrification joke earlier in the set, and define gentrification versus white flight, and I don't think they're getting it. But essentially, I'm just, I'm working on it, is what's happening. But the Mars thing works pretty well. I I pick somebody in the audience, and I make it about them instead of me. which is not something I usually do, but I think the very difference of it makes it work somewhat, because but the NASA and the Lensa joke is working, and yeah, so those are my two. Oh, and my dead letter drop joke worked. My face recognition, I don't have good face recognition.
Oh yeah.
That one's working okay. It needs to go somewhere or do something, because right now it's just a one-liner. And what am I going to do with that? That's not a 3.5 minute bit that goes in Jackie Cation canon. So I just refer to myself in third person, by the way.
It's starting to happen for you, Jackie. You're about to send a club your stitch for promo purposes.
I don't even know how to stitch. I don't know how to stitch. I don't know how to, I don't care. All I know is that whenever Virginia Jones likes my TikTok, whatever I post on TikTok, I'm like, oh, she saw it, because she's really good at it. And what's his name? Josh from Flappers has learned how to do like a talking back and forth with his own pictures.
Oh, I
and
can
put them together. Yeah, his TikTok's actually very fun. I like his. Yeah.
You know who has a crazy, Troy Bond?
Not a fan.
Okay. Troy, he like I've known him. He's got to be 25 now, but I've known him since he was like 18, 17. I don't know.
All right.
Way too young to be in Broadway Comedy Club, but they let him in anyway. And he's always just been like super young and funny and super likable and charismatic and stuff. And I don't know, I guess I saw him like a year ago, and he's still hosting. And then I just moseyed on over. Oh, my son was listening to him. Like, my son doesn't listen to much stand up, on purpose. It's always forced on him. And so I hear a familiar voice, and I'm like, who are you listening to? And it's Troy, and he really likes Troy. Troy's looks like my kid a little bit, and he's a few years older than him. And Troy has like 1 million TikTok followers and 250,000 Instagram, something crazy, where and his calendar is full of stuff, and it's like, fuck, I part of me's like, I don't know that I can replicate that, because I think part of it is just the person's like young, like, hey, you look like me, like how my son is, like, hey, that's, if I put up a joke, someone like my son would be like, oh, there's my mom doing comedy, right? But you see Troy and you're like, that guy looks like me. He's like my older brother. So
weird. Yeah.
No, I wonder if like we're pressuring ourselves to chase this sort of TikTokness, and maybe it's just the thing of younger comics.
Don't get me involved.
It's out there. I'm just curious. I don't know.
I know that there's a lot of women our age watching TikTok.
That's true. I mean, if it's changing, then that's amazing. That's great. Maybe I'm just thinking because it used to be a lot of just really young kids trying to get away from everybody on Instagram and stuff, I don't know. That'd be awesome if it was other people.
Right. Well, I mean, we're just bringing in the new manager over at the Vermont Comedy Club. Natalie was talking him up, and I got to meet him tonight. And he's in a band, I guess. So he really likes the hours of a comedy club. And he was like, I like, comedy. It's just full of such nice people. And I said,
you've only worked at one club, my friend.
Right, you're working at the correct club.
You're working at a club that looks nice people.
Yeah.
Stay there.
Yeah.
Man.
And, they sent me home with some tomato basil soup.
I don't understand how comics that behave so badly at clubs get rebooked. Like, I just don't understand it.
Right. The math, it doesn't seem like the math would work, right? Like if you've alienated people, if you've
Yeah.
caused staff to quit, or if you've walked a lot of people, or if you're just so shit-faced you can't be trusted to show up for things, why would they bring them back? I don't know.
Why do they do that?
I can't figure it out.
Why? Let's have a podcast with club owners called "Why Do You Do That?" Explain your fucking booking process and policy.
Right, but we just have to get the big three over. You're just like, all right, well, let's find out why this guy books as he does. And
Your chat isn't showing up for me.
She'll die this time.
I see it is. Oh,
Yeah.
right. Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know. Well, the staff.
I don't want to.
Pretty happy with my set tonight. So
Oh,
I'm
good.
hoping to get a good report and can work some of these other funny bones. That would be cool.
That would be great.
Because of COVID, they dropped a lot of shows. Like they used to be the regular Friday, Thursday through Saturday, 5 shows or something. But
At least
COVID really knocked a lot of shows out. So hopefully they'll come back, because when there's 3 shows in a weekend, flying to Nebraska, that it's not, the money's not worth it, or
it's very difficult.
It's a lot of Midwesterns. You're going to have a layover, so you might want to get in a day early, and then it's like for, not enough money. So hopefully they can add shows. I don't know.
We flew into Albany, but you didn't even, was it that much cheaper to fly into New York and take the train?
I guess I just didn't want to do it all in one day. Like if I was going to do it all in one day, it would have to be Friday, and then I would just go right up on stage. This way I could split it up because I had a place to stay Thursday night.
Yeah.
I did want to.
For the day.
What?
I just asked for the day or the night before.
Yeah, I could do that.
Yeah.
I also wanted to take the train. I thought that would be nice.
Yeah, no, it sounds lovely. Yeah.
A lot of extra carrying of very heavy bags. So
right. And I wonder about the price. Did you look into flying to Albany at all, or no? Not even.
No, I used my points on JetBlue to go to New York, and then I got the Amtrak tickets so far in advance. They were really cheap. Like
good.
That's why I said I took some Ubers I wouldn't have taken because, I saved money
on the flight. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's good.
Oh my God, Jack. What time is it? It feels like it's 4 a.m.
Where are we at, Kyle?
We're at almost 48.
Oh, well, let's take that second break, ladies and gentlemen.
Oh, heck yeah.
Welcome back, non-binary. Jackie Cation here for the Jackie and Laurie show. Laurie, talk to me briefly about your favorite joke right now. Is it working?
Gosh, let's see. I have a couple of little favelets,
You have favelets?
And I have yes, it's working. And there's one joke. It's like the main punchline is not getting the laugh I want. And then the tag is getting a laugh, but I don't like the laugh. So I might drop the joke.
Okay.
And the other thing is, so now I have from when in the last 3 months, I have a whole new opening chunk.
Nice.
Yeah. So because the joke I was opening on was a little hard, I think, for an opening joke. I'm always on the hunt for like the one I have now is long, but it's gets a good laugh. But
yeah,
I love short. I'm always on the hunt for a short opening joke that tells you who I am.
Sort of an intro, and
15 words. I had one for the longest time, but then you have to move on. You put it on a record, you have to move on.
You can't do it forever. I opened with my Irish goodbye joke this night, one of the shows, because I think Annie was talking about Irish goodbye. That's what she closed on, and so I was like, "Oh, I thought the Irish goodbye was this," and so I did my Irish goodbye joke. Super dark. about my mother killing herself on in a drunk driving accident when I was 7. It's the most Irish of goodbye. And
Oh God. Oh my God.
it's a weird way for this to introduce itself to the audience, and then to turn into like Sparky the golden retriever in the course of my act.
Jackie, I have been wearing red lipstick on stage.
Bringing it.
Okay, because I was looking I've always believed, because I have a very gummy smile, right? So I've always believed that if I wore gum colored lipstick, that it would people just wouldn't notice my mouth. I get like, look at the eyes or the boobs, but just leave my mouth alone, please. I can't control it. And then I realized it just makes my whole face look like gums. Like it's like because there's nowhere, the lips don't go any, like, oh, it's the same color. So I started wearing like darker or more vibrant colors recently.
Okay.
And
How's it
first of
working?
all, on that, I'm not a lipstick person. You know, you have to like put in lip liner so it doesn't bleed. It's all the shit that I never wanted, I never got good at, never was interested in being good at. And also it's because I wear a mask until they call my name. I can't check, you know, so I'm like always sort of worried, is there, you know, do I have like red flares shooting out on into my chin or something like that? I don't know. But
Right.
I'm trying it. And that's new on the Laurie Kilmartin makeup front. I never, you know, it's pretty old to start wearing red lipstick.
Right. This is now's the time though. What the heck, right?
Yeah.
And I I got little or nothing. All I am is I have this I'm taking a bunch of vitamins now because the vitamin lady told me to get the vitamins. You know, I went and I got all this blood work, and the hippie doctor was like, you need to see your primary care physician. When the hippie doctor tells you to see your primary care physician,
I can't help you.
I can't help you, but I do want to sell you vitamins. And did I tell you that she wanted to sell me shakes? I feel like that happened after. No, yeah, because I went in on Monday and she was like, for her to tell me what all my blood work said. And she was like, I want to give you these vitamins, and then I want you to replace meals with shakes. And I almost burst into, I was like, I'm not ever doing a shake. I'm not buying a bullet. I'm not using an immersion blender. I'm not. All that's going to happen is I'm going to drink a weird shake, and then I'm going to eat lunch. It's not
it's not
good.
a place meal. It's going to add on to a meal.
Right.
You're giving me,
don't give me another 300 calories worth of whey protein or some bullshit that I don't. I'm just but I do get what she said. She said that a lot of the sort of there were some sort of vitamin deficiencies that are causing my sort of an inflammation of my joints and stuff. So if she was like, so give it a shot, try not to eat these things, and they're nothing, and it's not forever. Like, it's not like I'm gluten intolerant. I'm not even pre-diabetic, and no one's more surprised than me. But we're in the weeds here, by the way. We got another 15 minutes. I'm like, I guess we'll talk about my weird health thing.
We're down to 7.
Oh, that's awesome. Because how interesting can it be? But whatever it is so it's essentially like this trait, like, I guess I have very low vitamin D.
Oh.
Yeah, and I'm very low and then she's got me taking, I don't know. I mean, between the hippies and Kira Sultanovich, I am taking a fair amount of vitamins at this point. Going, I'll piss on a spark plug. I don't care.
You haven't been home enough to walk your dogs. That's when you get your D. You know, when you're out.
Right.
When you're out.
And it was so nice when I was home for like 2.5 days, and I could walk them actually before I left yesterday.
Yeah,
that was super fun. yeah, Vermont, by the way, is full of weird pets. Like Vermont, somebody said, oh, I think it was Natalie said to me, the club owner said, Vermont's a lot like Wisconsin, right? And I was like, except for, she said, I said, well, what's the biggest city in Vermont? She said, well, this one. I'm like, no, Vermont is not big Wisconsin, because this town, Burlington, Vermont, has 44,000 people. And so it's more like Madison, Wisconsin.
It's more like Burbank.
Burbank?
Yeah. I think,
Okay.
right?
Yeah, except for that it has a smaller vibe. The problem with the food, by the way, is that when you come to Vermont, you want to eat cheese, you want to eat maple syrup, and both of those are are on the list of things I shouldn't eat for a minute in an effort to see if it helps. Dairy and it was dairy, caffeine, and I was like, well, the caffeine isn't going to happen. I can bring it down a notch, but that's it. So today I had 2 cups of tea and a glass and 1 cup of coffee, and which, by the way, is minuscule. I don't know. It's like a milligram of what I usually drink of coffee, and then.
Oh,
Pardon?
no, go ahead.
I missed what you just said.
Oh, I was going to say part of what made my bag so heavy was all the fruit I brought. And it's just, I brought so many of those little rocket apples. I love them. They're so adorable. I eat them 3 and 4 at a time. They're like this big. They're the size of cherries, and they come in a container. They're great for the road.
Apples.
Yes.
Okay.
And then some, and then I brought some hot chocolate. I try to remember what foods do I crave when I'm on the road, and see if I could smash them in my suitcase. Because you can never count on, and all these fucking pantries, the hotel pantry, they all have the same fucking
Same thing.
DiGiorno pizzas and white cheddar
Lean cuisine. I'm like, I can't.
Yes, yeah, it's awful.
It's popcorn and fake lasagna, and I don't want any part of it. So, and there's not even like a banana or a shitty apple, which I'd but they do have breakfast here, and then I'm going to go to lunch with the MC, and I just asked Annie Russell if she wanted to come, and I told the MC to bring whatever local comics were hanging around. If they want. It's 4 degrees here. Holy shit.
Wow.
It's going to go down to 0.
I think 1 degree, but I think I'll be colder than you tomorrow. Ha. But just by a degree.
Oh, -2 by 7 a.m. tomorrow.
You win.
All right, 2 here. Let's be done.
Let's plug gigs.
Oh,
If we've gone to weather, I think that we can all agree that everyone should come and see me in Hutchinson, Minnesota next Friday and Saturday. Come on down, Hutchinson, Minnesota.
Guys, I'm at Rooster Teeth Feathers this weekend in Sunnyvale, Bay Area. Come out for that. That'll be a lot of fun. One of my home clubs.
That's exactly. I mean, this weekend. This weekend, I'm in Hutchinson, Minnesota. Oh, you want to go into the future?
Yeah, this weekend, the March 10th, I'm in Seattle at the Hereafter. It's one night only, Friday at the Hereafter. Come out for that, Seattle. Guess what? I confirmed the Siren in Portland. I'll be there June 24th and 25th. Those tickets will be on my website. Come see my comedy special taping, please. I need
at the Siren?
No, April 8th at the El Portal Theater in Los Angeles. Come out, guys. I'm begging. God. Yeah.
I did not know that you were doing that. This is new news to the 2 people that we talked to.
The Comedy Dynamics thing.
Oh, okay. Oh, is that what that
you knew about that? Yeah.
Right, you just never gave me
it was a place.
At the El Portal, the 8th at 10 p.m. So, sleep in. It's a Saturday. Take your nap and then come out to my show. I will have the links on my website pretty soon.
Okay, so I'm in Hutchinson, Minnesota on essentially the 3rd and 4th of March. And then on the 17th and 18th of March, I'm in Bloomington, Indiana.
Ooh.
And then I'm doing Agua Caliente on the 31st of March. Carmen Morales is going to feature for me. We're going to drive to Palm Desert on a Friday. So we're going to leave probably Thursday night, and then to try to get there by showtime.
Are you gonna bring a dog?
We're not bringing a dog.
Why don't you bring a dog?
Why bring a dog to a casino? Is there something?
Dogs love gambling.
The Agua Caliente.
I didn't know it was a casino. Never mind.
Oh yeah, I've done the Agua Caliente in so many iterations that I have no idea what. Sometimes it's just like a Lutheran pancake conference room, and sometimes it's like a movie theater, and other times it's like a ding 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 bar where it's just open and there's a bunch of. So who knows what kind of room's going to be in Palm Desert?
Now it's a dog casino.
We very easily could be a dog casino.
Jackie, hurry. He texted out an hour 2 minutes ago. Hurry.
Did he?
Oh yeah, we're super done.
Plug. Wrap it up.